Hi, my name is Fansu. I'm a Malagasy student studying in South Korea right now. The reason why I came here initially like 7 years ago was to get better education, because the thing about Malagasy education is, I want to say it's great. I actually don't know, but we say you know when you start and you don't know when you end. And so for those who would rather know when they will finish their studies and who are trying to study abroad, join me. This is what I did. So yeah, for other people, maybe you just like K-pop. Is that a good enough reason? It is for a lot of people. So I want to make a series, maybe like 4 parts series. That's what I have in mind right now, about just being a student in Korea. First one will be like the application phase, how to actually study in Korea, and then coming here and living life and stuff like that. So if you are interested in those things, please stay tuned. Otherwise, bye. And yeah, without further ado, sorry about that. Yes, application phase. Application phase actually starts from pre-application phase, which actually everything is available on the internet. And yep, you could just go to a website called Study in Korea and try to navigate and figure out what they have to offer. And that's what I did. But if you're not gonna do all of that, welcome. I'm just gonna replay everything I did in my life until now to get where I am. So pre-application phase is basically like considering, why am I even trying to go to Korea, right? The website called Study in Korea is by the Korean government. You may want to change the language to English, or I guess they have French also. They have several languages. And then one thing that I will read here that people may be interested in is the plan your studies, in which you can see the type of education system that Korea uses, the types of schools that are available. So obviously more social science or technology, and so on and so forth. Do I know? Not really, but you can read it yourself. And then there's also like whether it's in the metropolitan area, so Seoul area, or not. And all of this is important because this will define the price, the tuition fee, and the living standards, like how much the whole thing will cost you. But yeah, so you can think about it. The school that I go to right now, at a university that I'm advertising for a scholarship, you could do this too if you come, right? But yeah, my tuition fee is 6 million won, and I initially got a 50% tuition waiver, basically, and depending on how well I do every semester, I can have up to 100% a scholarship, which is great. I just need to study. And if you can either be rich or hardworking and competitive. So yeah, or you could be everything, but not for all of us. Yeah, so if you want to plan, if you're thinking about studying in Korea and you're from Madagascar or any other lower income like country, I guess, lower GDP, however you want to call this. This is crazy. This is my major, but I don't even know the terms. Yeah, but you may want to know, this is my goal and what can I do to achieve this goal. Now, it's not actually within reach for most of us from Madagascar. So yeah, you will need to look at available scholarships, which is what I'm going to talk about now. Scholarships. On this website, you can find under the plan your studies, the tab for scholarships. Also, the most common that people go for, and in my opinion, probably the best, but people who have the scholarship may disagree. But then they have to experience life without the scholarship. And then yeah, but the GKS scholarship is offered by the Korean government, and yeah, you can read information on the website. Also, there is an embassy and a university track, and I'm not that familiar with this because I did not get a GKS scholarship. because it was not available when I was applying for school in South Korea, but now it is for young Malagasy citizens. So yeah, I want to encourage you guys to look it up, because how can you pay for school otherwise? But if you cannot, that's not the only way. Every other, not all, but many universities will have a scholarship of their own, which is what I personally did. And so you can just, again, very useful website. Go to the website, search, click the search bar. Search bar, find your university, click like any keyword. So for example, I major in international development. Now I have a list of schools, right, that have the term international, maybe in the major that they offer or in their name or something like that. And then I can choose by region. I can add filter for English taught courses, availability of dormitory, availability of scholarships, and that will reduce the number of schools that they offer me. And this is very helpful because back in the days when I was looking at Korea, we could only find on the internet about like 3 schools basically: Seoul University, Korea University, and Yonsei. And I guess people are still aiming for these schools, but personally I didn't go to any of them. It's super competitive. You may want to risk it, but I did not. And personally, I think there are a lot of other options outside of Seoul and closer to Seoul. No, but yeah, seriously. There are perks of living in Seoul and going to in Seoul University. But then, if you're like me and you really just want to get educated, then I think other options are available and you may want to check them out. Yeah, so scholarships, either from the government or from universities, you want to look that up, look at their website. Again, I want to be helpful, but also I cannot spoon feed you everything, so please give it your best. Yes, yeah, that's the pre-application. So in the pre-application, you thought about, why do I want to go there? You thought about, what type of university do I want? What type of major am I looking into? And how am I going to pay for school? So once you have all of this figured out, you will start application. And for this, I'm going to look at my school's website because, again, this is what I did. And I'm a graduate student, but the process will be similar for everyone, I guess. Similar, not exactly the same. I forgot to mention types of schools. There's obviously undergraduate school, graduate school, which is master's. There's also Korean language education, which is like intensive Korean language training. That's also a possibility. Depending on where you're from, it might be a little bit harder to get into these programs. But yeah, just saying, it's out there. It's obviously, it's cheaper. I'm not sure. In a sense, it's cheaper, but again, because of this, people may not always trust your intentions, and that's sad, but that's reality. I have been stressed by this, and that's a story for another time. Yeah. So, step 2, application. All right, thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, please do ask them in the comments. I will try to answer either in the comments or I'll make a different video. I'll also share about life in Korea and a lot of other random things that go through my mind, so stay tuned. Thank you, bye.